guys, so I'm going to do a quick little video on how I made a zero clearance insert for my jet scroll saw. If any of you had the jet scroll saw, you'll notice that the throat hole is fairly large, and I found that when cutting really small little pieces, stuff tends to fall through and it's unsupported. Now some people will use a piece of plexiglass or something as a plate underneath and just, strap it down. I wanted something more permanent, and so let me show you what I've done. I've got this going here. Very simple to do. What you're going to do is you're going to take the dust collection plate off the back and put a piece of tape on it. And what I did actually was used a piece of wood with a piece of blue masking tape and it dammed up the back side of the hole. And then I had the top, and what I did was I got 2-part epoxy, JWSS to be specific, and filled this in completely full. Now I put blue tape, painter's tape, all the way around here, just so it didn't get on the table, and made sure that when I filled it in, it was a little bit higher than the table itself. And then all I did afterward is took my random orbital sander. I started, I believe, at a 240, went all the way through the 800 grit sandpaper, and sand it perfectly smooth, and it's hard as a rock. And in the process, I actually messed it up once or twice when drilling the pilot hole for the blade itself, and I had it off-centered. So what did I end up doing? It was actually when I filled one of the holes in, I stuck the blade in and mounted it like I normally would, and then filled the hole in around the blade. After like 10 minutes or so, I came and just moved it and broke the blade free, and then continued to let it harden completely. Once that was done, I took the blade out, and then I kind of used the blade itself to make the hole a little bit larger. And as you cut, the blade will deflect a little bit, and it'll cut into this a little bit and make the hole a little bit bigger. But I found that this is going to be great for getting up right close to this here. And to keep the material from running out here, all I did was took a board that was cut to the appropriate size and just stuffed it in the slot, and then taped that down, and that kept it perfect. This could be removed if you wanted to, but it's pretty secured in there. And let me show you a picture of how actually the slot works. So here's the bottom plate that you have to remove to do the zero clearance insert. This is the dust collection plate, because this is where the dust collection port hooks up. And it's got a little gasket around here, so be real careful when you move this so you don't break it. But it's held on by 4 screws. And there is a shot from underneath. So when you put this back on, you'll probably have to take this foam off, and then you can just put like a rubber silicone gasket seal around there, and it should seal up just fine. So I'm not a very good drawer here, but imagine this is the top of the table here with it just basically cut away. And this would being the throat right up along here where your blade would be positioned down through the middle. This is the sides of that place where the blade goes through the throat. And you'll notice that they're just basically kind of tapered in. Well, once you put a piece of tape under, you'll notice that they kind of curve under. And that's really nice, because when you fill it with this epoxy, the JB Weld, it actually will run underneath this curve here and then set up, preventing this from just popping out. So it holds it in here quite secure. So hopefully I'm going to get a lot of good use out of this, and hopefully this helps somebody else to kind of close that hole in and make it nice for doing really small little parts. And I don't think it's going to affect the dust collection that much. I mean, it's going to come, more from these holes now instead of just the middle. So I think it may improve it. We'll have to see, but hopefully get a use out of that. And if it does wear out, I can just, grind it out or pop it out and then just refill it again.